Welcome to Macrocode. If you're new to this channel, consider subscribing. So in a previous video, we were able to learn about booleans, if statement. We were able to do if else, then loops. So I want us to learn today. So we were able to actually do up to switch. So today I want us to learn about while loop. So generally we are going to learn about loops in C#. So if you're new to this channel and you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing, like the video, and also comment down below. So what I want us to do, if you go to our app, so I'll just remove this code here. So I want us to check something. So I want us to learn about loops. So loops can so I want us to know what are loops and how we are going to use loops in real life scenarios. So loops can actually execute a block of code as long as a specified condition is reached. So and it's they actually help in saving time, reducing errors, and they make code more readable. So we have something we call while loop. So the while loop loops through a block of code as long as a specified condition is true. So how we write this is we do while, then here we put in a condition. So it actually loops through a block of code as long as a specified condition is true. So this condition, as long as this condition is true, then this block of code will be executed. So we'll be having a block of code here to be executed. So we need to specify this condition. So that condition is what we'll need to provide. So for example, here we say int k equals to 0. Then we say while, so we need to put in a condition here. We say while k is less than 10, then we want to loop through. So we have to provide the code here. We say console.writeLine. Then we can write our k. So write k. Then every time k is written, then we increment. Remember, we were able to learn about operators. So I believe now, as you see what we're doing here, we are actually incrementing. So this should be okay with you. So if I just launch this particular app for us, then we should be able to see some of what we are doing here. So let's just see. So a block of code here as executed. So you can see, so we are saying here, you can see here, in k equals to 0, while k is less than 10, write k and increment. So you see, while k is less than 10, so 0 is less than 10, then we write it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You can see we have 9. So you can see we don't have 10 because 10 is not less than 10. That's why the condition was not executed here. So if we say here 5, you see here, so if we launch this in k, so it will begin from, you can see it begins from 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10 is not less than 10, so it won't be executed. That's why you're able to see that being printed. So as we said, so this is while loop. So what we've done here is actually what we call while loop. And we said for while loop, a block of code is executed or looped through as long as a specified condition is true. As long as k is less than 10, so if you do here 1, as long as k, 1, 2, 3, as long as this is less than 10, k here, then this block of code will be executed. So that is why we have here, we have used a while loop. Now I want us to check something called do while loop. So we have, this is while loop. We have another one we call do while loop. Do while loop. So So this is now another one which is different. So this loop will execute the code, that is the block of code once before checking if the condition is true. Then it will repeat the loop as long as the condition is true. So it will execute the code first once, then it will check if the condition is true, then it will repeat. So how do we write that? So we say here, we do. So do is, we have do, then we say here execute the block of code. Then we now have our while, the same while we were having there. So we say while the condition. So we now have the condition here. We now have the condition here. So we need now to have, for example, here we say int k is 1, do, then we can say console, then we say k, then we have our k incremented. So you see, we have just changed so we have our k, then we say if this is k is less than 10. So the same case. So what is the difference between these two? If we launch this, you can see it is saying console do, execute the block of code, then check the condition. If it's true, then proceed. So you can see here, it is still giving us the same result. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So remember, we were able to do, so we've been able to see two things. So we have the while loop. So for the while loop, we say while. So we say here, let me use this as f. So we say while f is less than 10, then we execute the block of code. So this one. So this is f. So that is, you see, then this is do while loop. So you see, this is, it checks the condition. If the condition is true, then it executes the block of code. But this one, it executes the block of code, then checks if the condition is true, then it repeats. It actually comes back and loops through as it executes. So the loop will always be executed at least once, even if the condition is false, because the code block is executed before the condition is tested. So even if the condition is, so if we say here, for example, I want you to see the difference. So if we do here 10, and then we do here 10, we will not get this result, but we will get this printed. So let's just execute. So it will execute the code once, even if the condition is false. You can see we have 10, and this is what has been executed here. So what this means is, for do while loop, it will execute the block of code without checking, for the first time, it will execute without checking the condition. Then it will proceed and check the condition, then proceed and now loop. That means if the condition is not met for the first instant, then our code block will be executed. But for while loop, it will always ensure that the code, the condition is met before executing this particular line of code. So I think that is how things work. So if you are new to this channel and you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing, like the video, and also comment down below. So we want also to check for loop. So for for loop, so we have something that we need to do here. So I'll just go back here, and we are going to say here. So here we'll do for loop. So for loop, we say for. So we actually do for. Then we say statements. Can have statement 1, 2, and 3. Statements. We do statement 1, 2. Sorry. This should be statement 2, statement 3. So if you have this, then you have here a block of code. So for, then you can have statements. So what I want us to do, we usually have for loop, we'll have here a block of code. So what we need to do for loop, so as you can see, I have statement 1, 2, and 3. So statement 1 is executed before the execution of the code block. Then statement 2 defines the condition for executing the code block. Then 3 is executed after the code block has been executed. Now we say here for, we can say here for, we can do for k, you can say for int k equals to 0. Then we say here k is less than 10. Then we increment. So this one should be double, should be that one. Then we say here k. So this is now what we call for loop. Then I can console here. I can write, and I can have my k. So what this will do, it will actually execute my code of, it will actually execute, and it will print from 1 to 10. So let's just run this. So this is how, in case you want to print 1 to 10, how do we do that? So you can see here, we've done 0, 1, 2, 3, up to 9. So this is what you need to do. So if you want to print to 10, if I do here 11, I run this. You can see I have 10. What if I do here 10, then I say equals to. This will be equals to. So that is k is less or equals to 10. If I just run that, let's see. You can see here 10 is part of what we printed. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So you can see for int k, if for int k equals to 0 and k is less than 10, then increment. Then it will be able to run within this particular code. So statement 1, that is this first statement, sets a variable before the loop starts. So that is k equals to 0. You can see this is the variable, and it has been assigned a value. Then statement 2, this one, actually defines the condition of the loop to run. So k must be less than 10 or equals to 10, and that if the condition is true, then the loop will start over again. So if it's false, then the loop will end. So statement 3, which is this one, increases the value each time the code of block, that is the code block in the loop, is being executed. So this one first defines the variable and then assigns a value. This defines the condition. Then this one increments the value once this particular code is executed. So that is what for loop does. And you can also do the same with what we call for each. So I think for each, so the same case we'll do here. For example, so for each loop is actually used to loop through elements in an array. So we have something called for each loop. So assuming you want to have, so this is for each. Assuming here you have something like, you can say string, then we have, so this is an array. So we'll be able to see that. We say fruits, then we say here, we can do that. Then we say mango. So we can define our fruits. Then you can say here apple. You can do here, you can say banana. You can do here, you can say here, you can say lemon. So you can see this is our array. So for each helps us to access or actually loop through elements in an array. So or any other data set. So it doesn't mean to be that. So as you can see here, we can say for each, Then we can say for each fruits, so we can say here variable fruit in fruits. So you can see for each fruits, then we can print the fruit. So you can see here we are now looping. We are now looping fruits. Then we print each. So we are accessing these elements. So we'll be able to print mango, apple, banana, and then lemon. If I just run this, then you should be able to access those elements. So as you can see, I've been able to print mango, apple, banana, and even lemon. So that is what you need to know about for each. So then we have what we call break and continue. So as you can see here, we've been able to loop through these elements. So I think you've already seen break in statements when we were dealing with switch, and we were able to tell you that we'll be able to learn what is the essence of it. And break statement can actually be used to jump out of the loop or actually to exit out of the loop. So as you've seen here, when we were dealing with for loop, so let me just go back. For loop, as you see, we were dealing with this for loop. So for example, in case you are printing 0 to 10 and you want to exit at some point, or you want just to print up to 4. So if we say if, you can actually say if k equals to 4, then we can do something like break. So this will exit. So if k is equals to 4, and then you can say here console, then right line k. So if k equals to 4, then it will break. So if we just run this application, then remember we were counting from k to 10, 0 to 10. But this one you can see it's 0, 1, 2, 3, 0, 1, 2, 3. So if k is 4, you can see it has exited. So if k is, let's say 9, if k is 8, let's do 8. So it will print, when it reaches 8, it will exit. So it will print up to 7. So you see, it has actually exited. So that is the essence of a break. So if you want to jump out of the loop or actually exit. So you also have what we call continue statement. So continue statement breaks iteration. So for example, you see if we said here if k is 8, you see this is 8, or let's say 5. So if k is 5, break we said it will exit. But if we say continue, it will jump and proceed. So it will not print 5, but it will print 6. So it will be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. And then it proceeds 7, 8. So see here. So it has done 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So our 5 is here. It has been skipped. And it proceeded with 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So if you want to use k, it will actually break one iteration in the loop if the condition is actually met, and continues with the next iteration in the loop. So that means it has broken this iteration of 5, and it continues with the next iteration. So if we just say here 3, it will break. So it will do 0, 1, 2, then 4. So you can see 0, 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that means it has skipped 3 here. So that is the essence of break and continue in loops. So we've learned something we call break and continue in loops. So I wanted to leave it there for today. So if you're new to this channel and you haven't subscribed, please